not talking. Sorry. I wasn't talking yet. Y'all can turn your mics on too. We can, if your background isn't noisy, let's have an open discussion. Oh, they probably have you restricted. Damn body, man. All right. All right, let's just start with something I had posted. What was it? I think a keyword was 4,300. Let's search that and see what I had said. So, this was posted yesterday at roughly 9:10 a.m. I wanted to give an overview of the market. And what I was saying is crucial spot on the VIX and the ES as shown in the charts. So I drew the chart. I think at the bottom here we have the we have the SPY mini, and I had the VIX right here, so you guys can see clearly. All right, and I went ahead to say I have two different pitchforks drawn from different highs. So let me just bring that up right here where I can separate them. So let's bring up the future mini S&P. Let me open my chat on my phone so I can see if you guys are texting anything. All right. So this pitchfork I'm showing right here, guys. As you can see, these points, the main points was drawn from major point in January. This is January 24th. Other major point in, get rid of this, in roughly February 3rd, and that last major point was in February 24th. So this was the basis of the pitchfork, right? As you can see, market was going along pretty well with it. We had a breakout on that big recovery we had. So a breakout, and then we had a rejection here. What I did afterwards was I went ahead and drew another pitch for it. But let's just go with this old pitch that was drawn from way, way long ago. Right? Now look at that. From this rejection we had on March 29th, and we started selling off, like as you guys have heard me yap on and on and on, price 80% of the time goes right to the mean. And what are we seeing here? Look at that. Right to the mean. Is it a coincidence that like all these major let me get rid of this indicator too. Is it a coincidence that all this major bounce right on these major like Facebook, because this was like Facebook's earnings, right? I believe this was yesterday. Anticipation of Facebook earnings. Facebook did well. We bounce up, right? What are the odds? I just go back to what I was saying. I said I have two different pitchforks drawn for different highs and lows. All right, price hit the mean of one and the bottom trend of the other. All right, let me demonstrate that over here. The other pitchforks that I have. This is the market hitting the mean, right? Bouncing off the mean perfectly. I'm going to show you a different pitchfork that was drawn from this rejection here. Already have it drawn here. And let me get rid of this other pitch. So, fork was drawn because of the rejection we had here, so we could get a different price action movement, right? And say, for instance, we drew this new pitch like the second day, which is this big red candle here, after we had this rejection. This would tell us a possibility of where market is going to go. 80% of the time, it goes to the mean. We had it right to the mean, and then we had this indecision at the mean. Right? I had loaded puts really heavily on this day, the 14th. All right. It dropped to 435, I believe. And because of the price action I saw, I got out of puts, right? And it bounced perfectly. And then wham. All right. Now, look at what this pitchfork is showing. Break below the mean, all the way down to the bottom. Hey, look at this. Let me zoom in and show you guys how accurate it. Look at that. Look at this wick if you guys can see it. Look at this wick. Isn't that crazy? That is super crazy, I believe. However, all right, and then a perfect bounce off the bottom of this trend line. What's the anticipation? We can probably get a recovery to the mean, but going back to what I had said, I said today, which was yesterday, if we get above and close above this 4,300 on the SPY mini, we could see more upside, assuming Apple and the rest of the ER hits. All right. So let's see what happened today. High of the day, 4,303.50. And then we kind of sold off. And what is Apple doing right now? So Amazon is trash. All right. The only thing that can help is Apple. If Apple is trash as well, I've been singing that, be in trouble. But Apple is holding on. I think we have a couple more minutes. Let's see. What's gonna do? Me. However, if by some chance Amazon turns around, that's possible. We didn't close about above this 4,300, sold off. We had solidly closed above it. I'm going with technical analysis here. Obviously, it has really nothing to do with the earnings. But I don't know. It's just so coincidental. I believe if we had closed above it, for some reason, would have seen all the ERs doing good. Apple shooting up, Amazon shooting up. I'm crazy. I just believe that. So what we can see here, if Apple and Amazon continues down, is a huge rejection here, and we're going right back down the bottom of this trend line. So tomorrow, if we continue selling off, just be aware that we could get one of these nasty red candles. Huge, like we're at what 425 on the SPY, I believe. What did we close at? 426. We closed at 427 actually, but now we already down to 424. All right. So just be aware that if Apple and Amazon continue on the down, we're going all the way back down to the bottom of this trend. It's gonna be a super sell-off. And let me just quickly bring the VIX up, because it correlates obviously. All right, and let me bring up the Pitchfork that I have for this. So pretty similar. All right, we have a run to the mean. This run to the mean was in correlation with SPY rejecting its mean on the two pitchforks that I show you. One rejected the bottom of the trend line, and the other rejected the mean. All right. So perfect on the pitchforks, showing a rejection at the mean. To this green line, I don't normally use this green line, this dotted green line, pretty often. But in such case, I would have my moving averages here. And as you can see, rejection right at this 9 EMA perfectly. And we have this doji here, dragonfly doji. Now, this is saying market indecision, that we could see big pop we all the way above 33 something tomorrow by tomorrow. Assuming the sell-off is harsh. So let's check on Apple. Still not a decision on Apple yet. As I saw Bobby mention, he was in SPY put for Edge. That caught my attention really, because you guys, like, in a situation like this where market is so dependent, like market is already in a nasty downtrend. Market is already in a nasty downtrend pretty much. And while it's dependent on these big cap, major cap ER to tell which direction it's gonna go, you can't just fully gamble on one side. When I am playing ER, I don't suggest you guys play ER, but come on, we're all gamblers here. I don't play it one side. I do straddles. I get puts and I get calls. You just have to look into your premiums and make sure, okay, when the whichever direction it goes, or make sure it's like a major mover and it's going to move. Like, you have to be strongly confident that it's gonna move. And if it moves and those premiums get in the money, then you're perfectly fine. Like, that win on one side will cover your loss on the other side. If you're playing ER, I suggest getting strategies if you have the capital for it. But this did not close above the 4,300 as I was anticipated. There's somebody just posted it again for me. Oh no. And that's just it right here. I posted it in my channel for you guys to see. And I said sometimes when I post these charts, guys, just pay attention to them, at least just glimpse at them and have them in the back of your mind that a possible move is this, and then show you guys SPY day. to 5-minute. All right. Why was such an easy play today? Very easy. And market conditions like this, you do have to remain calm and be patient at times. I'm going to remove this pitch right here and manually draw one. So I want the pitch for it that was showing yesterday's price movement. So it would have been this pitchfork right here because obviously we opened the gap up. All right. I want to see how I should have played it. I'm going to show you guys how this should have been played. How you should be a little bit patient in the market. The auto pitchfork, all right? So this is the pitchfork from yesterday on the 5-minute channel. Drawn from a point taken from 10:30 yesterday to 12:40 and roughly at close. So you have this pitchfork drawn and you're wondering how market is going to play out today. I am going to replay this for you guys. Replay. And I need a bar. I'm going to replay it from yesterday. Let's zoom in here. Make sure you guys are seeing this clearly. All right. So it closed yesterday. All right. Facebook did well on earnings. We expect a gap up. So you guys are asking me. All right. And I want this to go a little bit fast so I don't waste you guys' time. All right. So gap up. Let's pause. Went a little bit too fast. Come back to this candle. All right. Slow it down. And play. All right. This is the first 5-minute bar open today. All right. Open up at roughly what? 422. We went up 423. All right. We're being patient here. We need a couple bars to decide where we're gonna go. Like you could play the first bar if you're pretty fast. Like if we got open at 422, it popped 423. If you're pretty fast with your scalp and you made a quick 10-15%, you get out, right? But you want to see a couple bars to decide where you're gonna go. Let's play. Let me increase the speed a little bit. You're waiting. Second bar. Now, personally, I think you have your pitchfork drawn. All right. You see, it already rejected the top of this trend. It didn't really touch it, but it rejected it. This is not a strong confirmation, but I believe Jesus and Maximus talked about this before. All right, and it's a technique I also look at when I'm looking at the bars. So this second candle did not get above the halfway of this first candle, right? So it failed to get above it and continues down. So that's a little bit of confirmation you could get into your put, or you could still wait for your third bar, or go down to a smaller time frame and wait for like 3 solid bars. So 5 minute. Let's play. Wow, look at that. All the way down to the mean already. Which sometimes I really don't like buying at the mean. But if we had already gotten into puts right here, roughly at 421, now we're on our way down. This is already telling that this might go down to the bottom of this trend right here. Now I had said I had shared my opinion, and I with Facebook doing well, we had so many ERs in the morning. I knew we should have gotten a push for the entire day. So I was pretty optimistic in the market pushing all the way up. All right. But hey, this is just my opinion. So you could have ridden, you could have rode the puts all the way down. Let's see what it did. Got a bounce at the mean, which is normally expected, and then flush all the way down. So here you're already in puts at roughly 420, 421. You're already making decent money because it's already went all the way down to 418. So $2, $3 in the money, depending on where you got in. Nice little bounce, probably would have scared me out right there. Flush. So I'm expecting this to go somewhere down to these cluster right here. I like to play clusters. Clusters is normally a um, decent support and resistance. So you can see it kind of resisted this cluster right here and found support here. So it didn't necessarily go all the way down to the bottom of the trend line. We could have waited for confirmation. Let's see. Got a couple bars. Nice. So I already pushed to the mean, and I believe this is where I had said to you guys that I am expecting a a dip. So at the mean here, I'm expecting a slight dip and then a push further. I think this was roughly around 11 something. I sent this messaging group that hey, we're gonna get a dip in the SPY and then it's gonna push higher. So that would have been your chance to load up on calls right on the dip. Here comes a dip right at the mean. You're patient, you're waiting for a couple solid bars to tell you that hey, it's gonna go up. So I like to wait for 3 good solid bars and then I get into the position. So see 1, 2, 3. So there it is. 3 solid bars. 2, 3. Could have grabbed calls right here for safety if you don't want to grab it all the way down here because this is 3 bars too, but kind of not as strong of a confirmation as you would have wanted. Then run. All the way to the top of the trend. I think now we have a major resistance here. So I think I have adjusted my pitchfork. So let's go with a different pitchfork here. All right. We already open, rejected, tank, rejected. So this was the new pitch drawn. So based on this pitch, we had a different price movement. Let's see what happened. To the mean, rejected. Wait for the full solid 3 green candles into calls. Yep. Right here, I messaged and said expect a pullback. Just got a slight pullback with a push higher. Okay. Look at that. Happiness. but still staying above the 9 EMA. Personally, that's strength to me. But at this point, you should have already taken a decent profit because 3 solid candle. This is roughly at 422. This first rejection, if you even didn't sell at the top here, you sold at the bottom here. This is 426, roughly $4 in the money. A third on Thursday contracts, like that's probably 200-300% possible. You got like OTMs. Even if you had waited, you still got a decent pop at 428, which if you look on further stuff, you could have seen that, okay, that's a major resistance. Also go further back and know that, hey, this is major resistance, so I'm going to sell at 428. So roughly from 422 all the way to 428, you would have been in calls. Which I've seen from the chat that a lot of you guys were killing it. Congratulations on that. But you got such easy day to play the market. Nice volatility. Bank run. But tomorrow, anticipation that, okay, SPY, Apple does not perform. What is it doing? Is it?
Apple's doing good.
All right, there we go. Apple on the upside. You know, see that. So Amazon and Apple doing the opposite.
Intel died.
Personally, I think that Apple has a stronger effect on the market. Could be wrong. But if Apple continues up, I believe you can watch Amazon for a big recovery probably. Maybe it won't necessarily go green, but I don't think it'll remain like 8% down. Let's see. We're not even sure if Amazon won't like turn around. Or
Yeah,
Apple
it was
thing too.
about
Turn around and go
10%
all the way
down
down.
a couple minutes ago. Amazon.
But from this Pitchfork, we're currently bounce off the mean. Right. So if Apple and Amazon perform, we can look for this 436 on the SPY tomorrow. I mean, just saw like a strong push to 436 if we perform. If they both do the opposite, I'm not sure. As I'm saying, I think Apple has a stronger effect on the market, so we can watch for that. Might be a little bit choppy, but be a really good day to trade tomorrow. Just be a little bit patient on the direction. So just wait a little bit at open and see what the direction is gonna go and play accordingly. But yeah, guys, just wanted to share that on the SPY. That's it. Any questions? Jump off. Later, guys.